Hello, my name is Jessica. I'm from the Education University of Hong Kong. I am a lecturer in the Department of English Language Education. I'm very honored to be the adjudicator for this competition, and I'm going to share with you my comments. Sharing is going to be based on this question, what we can learn from the good speakers. First of all, I think content is really important. So I will try to look for, strong content. So usually what we can find, in a strong performance, points are very well elaborated, and the speakers are usually able to give me very convincing examples. So let me show you an example here.
Second, focusing on the positives. For me, one of the positive points is my extra free time I have. This is an opportunity to learn new skills, new hobbies, and even a time to work on self-improvement. During my free time, I have done small but exciting things, such as tidying my room, learning how to make dishes, and watching English.
So you can see, very rich elaboration is given by these students to support his field. And not only that he is able to make a general point, he can also support it with his own personal examples, and his examples are also very vivid. Now, let's look at another video that show you what strong content is like. In this video, you will see that the student is able to make very good use of contrast, to persuade us to believe in his point. So let's take a look. Let me fast forward. Okay, there you go.
Another point is teachers always have to ask students to turn their cameras on. And this takes a lot of time away from our learning. But in the classroom, we are ready to go.
So you can see this student is able to create a contrast between classroom learning and online learning very effectively, showing to the audience how different it is to be studying online, whereas when you study in a classroom, you can learn very differently. The second aspect which I will, look at will be the speaker's use of spoken English. This is quite self-explanatory. So this is a very essential feature of a good speech. Pronunciation of the speaker has to be very clear so that we can easily follow the content. So what does it mean by clear? First of all, your voice needs to be audible. That means I can hear you, without any difficulties. You are totally, audible. Secondly, I also found that your articulation is very important. So when you are practicing your speech, maybe you can listen to your recording to see whether you're articulating each word, clearly and distinctly to help your audience, hear every single word that you said. And other quality that you might want to have in your speech is that you are able to pronounce the words accurately. So if there are some words that are less familiar to you or you're not very sure about its pronunciation, so you should look up the pronunciation in the dictionary. So finally, it's also very important for your speech to have a good rhythm. Finally, this aspect, I think, also very essential, your presentation style, okay, whether it can make your delivery effective, engaging. So I found that in all the winning entries, the winners, they don't need to rely on their notes or cue cards, so they can simply give the speech, very elegantly, and that they can just speak, without relying on the notes or cue cards. So it means they really know the content very well. They know what they're going to say. These speakers are able to make very good use of their intonation. That means the fall and rise and the voice of the speaker. So they make very good use of their intonation, the facial expressions, gesture, to enhance their delivery. And then an extra thing that I also observed, from, although it's not in the assessment criteria, but I found this feature, in some of the winning or very strong entries that I watched. They usually, the good speakers, they are very good at maintaining eye contact, with their audience, and they are also able to initiate a lot of interactions to engage the audience. Now let's look at this example here.
You know what advantages we have now? No school rules. Guess what? I could be slurping orange juice. Hooray! What's a leisure? We can sit in front of our computers or iPad, relaxing ourselves. We can even play games secretly. What's more, we can take a break whenever we want.
To see how the student was able to interact with the audience with questions like, oh, do you agree? Or guess what? Okay, so in that way, the audience can be involved in the speech and they will be more engaged. In this example, you can also see the student, it's really, really good at making use of his facial expressions, his tone, to show the contrast between online learning and classroom learning. And now let me show you another part of the speech.
Time after time, I felt a barricade has been built between me and the teachers.
Okay, so in the part that I just showed, you can see how his tone has changed because he realized online learning was not so great after all. So there's an issue. He felt that, there's a barricade between him and his teachers. So fast forward. Yeah, so here.
Then I realized the myth of classroom learning. Clearly instructed lessons with interactions and encouragements, so many benefits.
So he is making his point, and you can see the delight, on his face. And he is enlightened by his discovery, the importance of relationship in a face-to-face classroom. So, so apart from sharing what I have learned, from the great speeches, I also want to say thank you, for inviting me to be the adjudicator of this competition. I really have learned a lot from the video, from your presentations. I find it a joy to listen to your perspectives on the pandemic, and I realized that actually the pandemic can be considered as a blessing in disguise. So I should be grateful. I should treasure what I have. So thanks a lot for sharing these, valuable ideas, thoughts with me. I have gained a lot of insight from you. So thank you again. And I hope my video will help you learn more about making great speeches. So I will stop here now. Thank you very much. Bye-bye.